best stories in sports. This is an E60 feature presentation.
They say passion is anger and love put together. Everything that I've been through, everything that I love, and everything that caused me to be angry, when they all come together, it all boils over to football.
This is the world of Vernon Davishd. With a 6'3", 250-pound frame and sprinter speed, it's easy to define the San Francisco 49ers tight end by his physical skills. But it's raw emotion that has set the 28-year-old star apart.
Vernon Davishd with the play of his life.
One thing I learned, never keep your emotions inside. Let it out. If you got something you want to get off your chest, you should always get it out.
Vernon grew up in the Petworth neighborhood of Washington, D.C. The oldest of 7, Vernon and his siblings were raised by their maternal grandmother, Adeline Davishd.
I did his bottles, I did his diapers, and I did everything. And then, and then he started sleeping with me, and I just did everything that a mother would do for a child.
Vernon's father, Vernon Buchanan, lived nearby but was not heavily involved in his life. His mother, Jacqueline, Vernon says, was addicted to crack cocaine.
At what age did you begin to ask questions about why your mom wasn't around more?
Well, I didn't have to ask questions. My mother happened to live in the same community. So, as I'm outside playing basketball or football or whatever, she'll be walking up and down the street. My buddies would be like, hey, there your mom, this and that. I was just embarrassed. Wasn't nothing I could do.
Did you ever actually see your mom using drugs?
I walked in on her a couple times.
What happened?
In the house. Closed the door, went about my business. Continued to go outside, have fun. Take a slow step, think about it for a minute, and just take off.
What did she say to you?
Nothing. Never talked about it, never had a conversation about it. I don't think we ever had a conversation about it. Never really talked about it.
Vernon's father and mother declined to be interviewed for this story.
Everything, every thought, and every emotion that I had about my mother, I turned into a positive by playing football.
You weren't too big on him playing football.
No.
Why?
I was scared he'd get hurt. I didn't want to see him hurt. Because when he hurt, I hurt. When he cried, I cried. And I just wanted him to stay happy.
Sports became Vernon's emotional outlet. At DC's Dunbar High School, he starred in football, basketball, and track. But still, something was missing.
As a kid growing up, I was always interested in art. But in high school, I was afraid. I was afraid that people would make fun of me. They would judge me, criticize me. And I didn't want that. I wanted to be cool. And I was cool through sports.
He was recruited by several major college football programs, but Vernon chose to stay close to home and attend the University of Maryland. In 3 seasons with the Terps, he emerged as one of the nation's top tight ends. But it was a choice he made off the field that had the biggest impact on Vernon. After beginning as a criminal justice major, he switched to art.
Once I changed my major, I would start going to more art galleries, museums. I opened up to new things, new ideas.
One new idea was a career in the NFL.
He may have just heard from the San Francisco 49ers.
In 2006, after foregoing his senior season at Maryland, Vernon was invited to New York for the NFL draft.
He was talking on the phone, he was crying. Then that makes me cry. And then he said, Vernon Davishd, number 6 to San Francisco.
Vernon Davishd, tight end, University of Maryland.
My goal was to get drafted on national television in New York. For that to happen, everything just poured out of me. I'm not afraid to let it out.
Vernon signed a 5-year, $23 million contract. But his first 2 seasons in San Francisco were filled with frustration, as he was hampered by injuries and failed to live up to his potential.
I wasn't living up to my expectations right away. You know, people were criticizing me. Oh, he's a bust, this and that. I had all these frustrations and this adversity, and I didn't know how to deal with it.
He would be out of control in terms of his emotion. Every other day, there would be a fight. You know, he's ripping somebody's helmet off. And it was just, okay, Vernon, you can't do that. I know. And, but at the same time, it would happen again.
It did. October 26th, 2008. Late in the third quarter of a blowout loss to Seattle, Vernon slapped the face mask of safety Brian Russell. He received a personal foul.
I called him over and said, Vernon, this is what we've been talking about.
He was just like, what are you doing? Come on, my man. What are you doing?
Well, hey, Coach, you know, the guy got in my face. You know, I'm not going to let anybody do me. I said, you know what? Okay. It was at that time that Vernon went over and sat on the bench. He thought I was coming over to talk to him, and I was coming over to tell him, go to the locker room. And he was saying, what do you mean? Go to the locker room. You're done.
One of the best players on the team, you sending me to the locker room? I just couldn't figure it out. Is this guy crazy? He did it for a reason. He did it to help me out. And I'm very appreciative of that. He helped me channel my emotion. He helped me to see that it's not all about me. When you put the team first, the more success you will have.
It became the turning point in the world of Vernon Davis. The next season, in 2009, Vernon broke out with 13 touchdowns and a spot in the Pro Bowl. In 2010, the 49ers signed him to a 5-year, $37 million contract extension. Since then, Vernon has become one of the league's most feared offensive weapons. Not that his biggest fan would know.
How many times have you seen Vernon play in an NFL game?
I haven't.
Why?
I just can't stand to look at his game. I'm just scared that he'll get hurt or get hit. I just don't want to see it.
What if he plays in the Super Bowl? Would you not watch that?
If it was what?
The Super Bowl?
No. He went to the Pro Bowl, I didn't watch it.
No, what if he plays in it, though, in the Super Bowl? You wouldn't watch it then?
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
Now 3,000 miles from Grandma, Vernon has found a home in San Francisco. And he has learned to control his emotions in part by finding countless outlets for self-expression. From art, to fashion, to his choice of socks, to this.
How'd you get involved in this?
Well, one of the beat writers came to me and she was like, Vernon, you should come on over to the rink and try curling. Have you ever heard of it? I was like, no, but I'd love to try.
In 2010, Vernon was the honorary captain for the U.S. Olympic curling team at the Vancouver Games.
How did your teammates respond? Did they have any jokes for you, or they like, hey,
they joke. They joke. Vernon, you doing curling? They just think I'm crazy. They say, Vernon, you're crazy. I'm not crazy. I just like to try new things.
One new thing is an interior design company Vernon founded, Modern Class Design.
You know, I've always been creative, whether it's on the football field or it's decorating.
One of Vernon's first clients is his teammate, last year's rookie standout, Alden Smith.
Just locker room talk. You know, you hear somebody's talented and has something they're good at, and it's something that I could use. You know, I just moved into a house, and I got a friend who's good at what he does, so why not?
And imagination can be a big thing if you use it and use it in the right way.
He also started the Vernon Davis Foundation for the Arts to promote art education in disadvantaged children, so that they won't be embarrassed like he was.
How much painting will you do during this course of a season? Will you do any at all?
Sometimes to get away, to get my mind off of the game, because sometimes you need to get away. It's a lot of frustration and anger you got to get off. So I brush it off through my paintings.
Literally, huh?
Brush it off.
But not all adversity is so easily brushed away. This past April, in Vernon's old neighborhood, Several people were assaulted with a hammer in a series of random attacks. A 66-year-old man was found bludgeoned to death in this alleyway. Vernon's youngest brother, 19-year-old Michael Davis, was arrested in connection with the attacks. That same day, Vernon posted this message on his Twitter feed.
When I heard about it, I was like, oh, not my brother. Can't be my brother. Can't be. He's too nice of a kid. He never hurt anyone.
Vernon's brother Michael has been charged with first-degree murder. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia and has been declared temporarily unfit for trial.
He got to live with the things that he decided to do in his life, and I got to do the same. But it's very upsetting. All I can do is be there to support.
For Vernon, it was another chapter of agony in a year that began with his greatest triumph. January 14th, playing in his first playoff game against the Saints, Vernon dominated, catching 7 passes for 180 yards. The Saints took the lead with a little over 4 minutes remaining. What followed was perhaps the most dramatic finish in NFL postseason history.
He's going to run it 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Do you believe it?
Breeze under pressure, throws it downfield for Grant, makes the catch. 30, 25, 20, 10, down to the 5, and Grant will score.
Holy cow, you got to be kidding me.
When they took the league, I was on the sideline, and I said to myself, I just kept telling myself, I'm Superman. I'm Superman.
Smith standing in, throws the middle ball. Vernon Davis has it. He's running down the far side, and Vernon is inside the 20.
On third down from the Saints' 14-yard line, with just 14 seconds remaining, the stage was set for the Vernon Davis masterpiece.
I told myself over and over, probably 1,000 times before the ball snapped, make the play. Make the play.
Alex looking, got it. Post, and it's got it. On, touchdown! Touchdown 49. Vernon Davis with the play of his life.
After that catch, my emotions got in the way. I'm an emotional person. I mean, everything poured out. Everything. The doubt, the criticism.
I was so excited for him just to see the growth and to see what he has become.
In the world of Vernon Davis, agony and ecstasy are never far apart. They are the raw materials for one of the NFL's most captivating careers, a human drama on display for the whole world to see.
They say passion is anger and love put together. Everything that I've been through, everything that I love, and everything that caused me to be angry, when they all come together, it all boils over to football.